What's popping and what's dropping? This your boy live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how I do. I'm live and direct with my boy Craig out the 662, and y'all already know how he do. What's popping and what's dropping, brother Craig?
Not much, but sheer disappointment. But I gotta give my props to and a very man. I'm gonna give a very special shout out to somebody. Guy I grew up watching who I grew up watching on NWA WCW professional wrestling. The enforcer himself, Double A Arn Anderson.
Hmm.
He a Georgia Bulldog fan. So and he called it right. So congrats to him on a good prediction because when he found out that Vegas favored Georgia to win by 3 points against Bama, he said on his podcast, what idiot decided that?" And when
Right.
he found out it was Vegas bookmakers, he said what he would have did was this: he would have made them 15. He would have had Georgia as 15-point underdogs and had him coming out kicking ass.
Right.
And he got
Right.
his wish, and they won by 15.
And
So we're
starting the
gonna
show
talk about
off.
this game. We're gonna talk. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's start the show off. We're gonna talk about this game. First off, I'm a Crimson Tide fan. Congrats to him. I thought y'all guys could pull it off and give Nick Saban his eighth national championship, Bama seventh overall. But looking at it with streams blinking in and out, I wish somebody asked would say this is Nick Saban's fault. No, this got Bob written all over it. Bob, aka Bill O'Brien, written all over it. And since this is the live direct with Jimmy J on the Jimmy J Smooth Network, I'm gonna let Jimmy fill y'all in on everything.
Okay. Cool beans. I'm glad you did that so respectfully. Here's the three things that lost the game. First of all, play selection at the goal line. Alabama made the goal line. Uh, Alabama made the goal line 5 times and came away with 4 field goals. In I'm sorry, they made the goal line 6 times and only came away with 4 field goals, a block field goal on top of one touchdown, which they got that touchdown arguably off a questionable fumble recovery. That fumble recovery is very questionable. You can argue either way, but it's still a question mark because But the thing was basically inconclusive. It was Alabama's ball. They scored off that opportunity. I can't blame the defense because the defense did everything they could. They were tired. They got 6 sacks against uh Stinson, not in it Bennett, but today he was on like a pot of neck bones. And one
Mm.
of the reasons why was basically they caught Alabama napping a couple of times, mainly off a tired defense. At first, Alabama's defense was putting showing up and showing out, and then the second half they just broke. The game plan Kirby Smart had offensively, that wasn't the best game plan in the world, in my personal opinion. Yes, they ran the ball well.
You got to fault
However,
the offensive coordinator. And George, I
how
didn't even cut you off. George's offensive coordinator, he's well known. He's fucking good. Okay, Todd Monken, because He spent years with Mike. I'm a man. I'm 40. Gundy at Oklahoma State. So he runs a Monken runs a Air Coryell. God rest his soul. Don Coryell, aka Mister the father of his own offense, Air Coryell offense himself, type of RPO offense. You know, so but I just want to throw that out there. Continue, Jimmy.
but yeah, back to what I was saying. Um the thing that lost this game was first of all was bad play selection at the goal line. First of all, throwing the ball on first down. when they were at the goal line, when you got a stud of a running back in Robinson, is impractical. I get if you throw the ball on second and third down, but throwing the ball on first down against a Georgia defense, you're playing right into that Georgia defense's hand. Um, Second of all, terrible protection, which the reason
Man,
why Bryce
ooh,
Bryce the reason why
oh
Bryce Young threw
God.
2 interceptions. Normally, when a
And
quarterback
in
throws,
Alabama,
let me hold on. Let me finish so I can educate the people on what they're seeing. Let me finish.
mhm,
Terrible protection. Those 2 interceptions, including the uh game sealing pick six, happened because of bad protection. It wasn't because Bryce Young made a bad read. The first interception came off of pressure. So the fact that he had people in his face all game long, when you got a quarterback who's a stud of Bryce Young. I've been watching Bryce Young since his junior year out of high school when he committed to Alabama then, because he was talking about going to USC and he was like, hell no, I'm finna go to Alabama. So he's a Southern California boy. So the the fact that they had bad protection caused a lot of unnecessary mistakes in the process. Now, I'm putting this on Bill O'Brien more than anything because
most
first of
definitely,
all,
most
you
definitely.
are a former head coach in the NFL. You are a
And
former head coach at Penn State, aka Penitentiary State, aka Dick in the Booty State, whatever the fuck you want to call Penn State. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
that was
So,
made famous by Notorious
nevertheless,
Big. Thank you very much.
but
Before these paternal
nevertheless,
allegations.
but nevertheless, Bill O'Brien has been coached under Bill Belichick slash Charlie Weiss. He's coached Tom Brady. So you having that kind of
And him
experience, you should
and
know better. Go ahead.
hold up. And Chop and let's not forget that memorable confrontation on the sideline that was on national television. Him and Tom Brady got into it. And they got into it so bad, goddamn Bill Belichick had to step in and push Tom Brady back. And when you piss
Right.
Tom Brady off with your when you piss Tom Brady off with your play calling, you know you fucked up. Excuse my language, people. If
But,
there's some
talk
ladies
your
out there,
shit.
some Christian ladies, I'm just saying
Speak your mind.
if if
I
we
don't give a
got
fuck about these damn folks. Speak your mind, nigga. This is our
I'm
show,
just
nigga.
saying
This
it because I'm gonna tell you something. I got some people, uh, some church people down in Hillsborough, Alabama. They listen to the show too, and sometimes I tell them I have to excuse my language. I had a couple of my members say, "Don't apologize." I had a couple of members. I'm not saying the names. They said, "Craig, forget that. You telling the truth."
yeah,
And I
but
respect that. But I have to give them their respect. Anytime when Bill
uh-huh.
Belichick got to hold back Tom Brady when he cussing Bill O'Brien's ass out about an F up. And by the way, speaking of about the Bill Belichick tree, we're gonna talk about something I wasn't too pleased with either on the show either, Jimmy. What you told me, what you and shout out to our undercover sponsor Corey Wolf for putting that tip out. But yeah, I mean, and Bill O'Brien should know better. That's why I said Bob. Bob should know better. Bill O'Brien
Yeah, Bill O'Brien.
because
Go ahead.
Jimmy, we've said publicly, and we're gonna say it again. I don't like talking football to people that that don't have no understanding of a game. You know, protection schemes. Really, that's really if anybody want to know what's really the most complicated thing in football, protection schemes.
Yeah, because even
You know, you
players don't know about protection schemes. Even what certain wide receivers don't understand about protection schemes. So that's
like
how
what's 60,
complicated. That's
like
complicated. That's
what's 30
complicated.
scheme. So like
Exactly. Hmm.
if Jimmy is my offensive coordinator, he send me a play.
Hmm.
And if he tell me, Craig, tell 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 Hootie who I want trips right tight, 60 shallow cross. Okay. Trips right tight. That means on the right side on me. But to a fan's perspective, they looking on the left. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm explaining. So Jimmy and I, we get ready to educate some people about how football works.
Mm-hmm.
Trips right tight, 60 shallow cross. Trips
Right.
right tight mean wide receivers lined up tight on the right side, on my right, on the quarterback's right, which is the fans left, depending on where they looking.
Mm-hmm. And what side
Because
of the
it's
field
two
they?
sides of the football field.
North and
So,
south.
right, there you go. There you go. Thank you. There you go. 60 is a protection scheme. So all you gotta do is count from all you gotta do is just count from the offensive line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sometimes they put extra linemen in 6,
Or the
60.
tight or use the tight end
Or the
as a
tight end,
blocker.
or
As
use the
a
tight end as a blocker.
right.
So 6 is gonna be on to our right, to the fans left, and vice versa. That's how you read a protection scheme.
Right.
I
And
always told, I always told a shout out to the guy Trey Murphy if he gonna join us, that little charlatan. Uh,
well, well, I'm
and
staying out of that.
I even broke it down to him. And he even bust out laughing. I said, especially a female football fan, don't I said if a woman football fan telling me about they know more football than us, questioning about what's the difference, what's a post route, how many drops, how many drop backs or step backs a quarterback has to take to complete a post route. I know that shit. Post route, wide receiver gotta go 1, 2, 3, depending on which way, 4, 5. Quarterback gotta take 3 steps
Right. And on the exception of that
because
play
it's
that
timing.
Patrick Mahomes made, on the exception of that play with Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes had to take extra steps, but that's the exception, not the rule. Because if he
But
doesn't make those by time in that situation, more than likely he's going to get an interception. And because he ended up throwing that post route with a 5-step drop back. I want to say to Sammy Watkins, but that was more so him buying time. But there's, like I said, but like you say, generally that's a 3-step drop back in the West Coast offense. That may be a 2-step drop back because West Coast offensive schemes are don't generally have 2 to 3 step dropbacks. But the problem with the West Coast,
and
which is
also
why a
that
lot of
it applies with the Ray Perkins scheme too. Ray Perkins said that's really
mhm,
he said the post route by
mhm,
default, that's a 3-step drop. That's a 3-step drop.
right, because
And I
generally,
remember
mhm,
when the Chiefs played the 49ers in the Super Bowl, Patrick Mahomes took too many steps on a post route to Tyreek Hill. Was it Hill?
yeah, it
Tyreek
was
Hill.
Tyreek Hill, but he had to
Yeah,
because of
and
the
Tyreek
because of
Hill told him, man, he said, bruh, three, man.
but in that
And he got up in his face. He said, with 3 fingers, three.
but here's the thing in that I'm talking about the situation when he threw that ball to him. In that situation, he had to buy time. So in that situation, he needed all the time in the world because the San Francisco 49ers was keying in on Patrick Mahomes. Why you think he ran the ball more than he normally ran the ball against them
Yeah.
dudes? Yeah, it's a 3-step drop back generally, but in that situation, if he doesn't buy time, guess what? San Francisco's gonna knock his ass off. So that's the whole thing about that. But like I say, in this situation, Bill O'Brien, who has head coaching experience in the NFL and on college level, he fucked the game up primarily because he should have known better. There's a reason why you on Nick Saban's staff, and he gets kudos for creating a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. You know
True.
what I'm saying? But the problem is you didn't finish the job by winning the championship. Y'all should have a championship right now. And
Why
another
you think
reason,
Lane Kiffin? Hold on, and then also, why you think Lane Kiffin in his second year? He said, even though I don't know if your opinion about Lane Kiffin had changed, Jimmy, still, which is mysterious, which is still a mystery. But Lane Kiffin even said Lane Kiffin as offensive coordinator, which I think he was a damn good offensive coordinator for Alabama, man.
Right.
He because he said he learned with his head coach, he said he learned a lot. He learned a lot from Nick Saban.
Right.
Because like he said, man, if you I mean, I put it like this: Lane Kiffin came from the West Coast offense. He a West Coast offense dude, but he made Nick Saban change his ways about how offense should run. I gotta give him
Well,
all the credit in the world, man.
right.
And then and granted, Nick, Nick love him, man. And Lane Kiffin said hey, I'm like a son to him. I love him.
Right. And he's doing that.
He chewed my and he chewed. He said hell. He and like that game he was cussing on the sideline. They was blowing somebody out. He was cussing. They wanted to know
Right.
what it was. And Nick Saban was saying. They asked Lane Kiffin. He said, hey, won't you ask my football? He said, hey, won't you ask my football dad? He'll tell you. He said, but it wasn't pretty. They asked Nick Saban what it was. He said, that one don't talk. That was an ass chewer.
Right. And
But I mean, Lane Kiffin, he a damn good play caller. I mean,
right.
and I'm gonna be honest with you here. If Lane Kiffin was the offensive coordinator right now, we wouldn't be congratulating on Georgia. We've been congratulating Alabama because Lane Kiffin wouldn't been calling no shit like that.
Right. And
The goal line stuff. Hell no.
hell no. And
So
you
and
got your boy
everybody can say,
Robinson. Hmm.
and
You got
everybody can say they want to say about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin a damn good play caller. And to all y'all Tennessee Saw fans, y'all Tennessee Vol fans, let me tell you something. Um, keep drinking that sour. Stop drinking that sour grape wine. Okay, he was an asshole back in the day. He didn't know no better. He was trying to make a name for himself. So if y'all still mad at that man because he left at midnight at midnight to go back to California USC where he flunked at, y'all stupid. Get over it. Some Tennessee fans they're not over that to this day.
I mean
Lane
I
Kiffin
mean,
and I think Lane Kiffin being up under Nick Saban, it made his ass grow up.
yeah.
And the emphasis on the words grow up
Right.
because the dude won a national title in his second season
Right.
by coordinating the greatest game plan against Clemson ever. So,
Right.
but Jimmy, as you said, man, about with this Georgia game, first of all, again, props to Kirby Smart because he, along with Jimbo Fisher, did something what Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns did to the Undertaker. Whereas Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar put the 23-2 against the Undertaker, Kirby Smart and Bimbo Fisher put the 26-2 against Nick Saban.
Right. And they capitalize off of their mistakes. And that's what I said they were gonna have to do to beat uh Alabama. That was the only way they was gonna. And like I was saying in this chat, they're playing into Georgia's hand because again, if this offense, let's say those touchdowns turned into those field goals turned into touchdowns, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. And another thing that lost the game, drops.
Yep.
Drops. All of a sudden, these motherfuckers start dropping the damn ball. It
So
was some key drops in there
yeah, and
that
I
would
want to
have.
chat. I want to question their ass since when the fuck y'all start dropping that many balls, Bama wide
Yeah, all
receiver.
of a sudden, this guy has.
All of a sudden, y'all no one wide
Mhm.
receiver who go out with knee injury. All of a sudden, y'all all of a sudden y'all decide to get stupid. What
Start dropping.
did y'all drink some stupid juice? Did y'all get a shot of some Everwings or some Jack Daniels or somebody in the stands?
Right.
Did
Because
y'all
those.
become stupid in 30 minutes in 30 seconds?
Right. Right. Because those drops,
Y'all ain't that damn stupid.
if you take away the drops, the drop in the middle of the field, which could have caused third interception or second or third interception. If you take away those drops at the goal line in the end zone, we're talking about a whole nother. That's the game is going to look like the SEC championship game, which it should have looked like. But all of a sudden, you can't play. You don't know how to play football. You don't know how to come up with a protection scheme. VLO crying. I mean, this is not on Bryce Young because you can't stop a player from dropping the ball.
Hell no.
I don't give a
Bryce Young
damn.
was
You
playing
can't.
good, man.
He was playing good. The problem is you dropping the damn ball. If it in my what my late coach Terry Smith said, if it's in your damn hands, you catch the motherfucker. I don't give a damn how bad the damn quarterback throw the ball. If you have the ability to look the ball in and catch the ball, that shit is on you. It's not on the fucking quarterback. If you have opportunity to look it in, it's on you. If it touches your hands, if it touches one hand, it's on you as a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not finna play this damn game. Well, he had a bad game. Yes, he had a bad game, but what's the reason why he had a bad game? Offensive line and those drop ass calls, and then the play selection. The play,
And
if
then
you run the
also
ball,
when you
Mhm.
said offensive line, I did not know it until I kept seeing it. Bama, all these years, this is the first this season marked the first time Nick Saban then had a Nick Saban coach team that had some offensive line issues.
Well, they had offensive line problems versus those Clemson teams. No, I'm sorry. When Clemson blew that ass out.
Well, no. I look,
No,
you know what?
stop. Hell no. We're
No,
not
I
gonna go
ain't
there.
finna make no. Hold on. I ain't finna make no excuse for Nick Saban.
Right,
We love Brent Venables now, and
right,
we try to
right.
get we try. You and I, we both got a whole lot of respect for Brent Venables,
hmm
but in that game when they whooped the shit out of Alabama, man,
hmm
they defense was lined up all off sides like a motherfucker. I looked at that game, bro. I'm like,
But they were getting. I mean, they didn't sack Tua a lot in that game, but they was able to rattle him. Bryce Young only sacked 2 times the whole game, but and there's a big ass but. The sacks don't indicate how well the defense, Georgia's front seven played. Those because the front seven caused interceptions, they caused miscues, they caused rush throws. But again, in spite of the rush throws, the wide receivers had the ability to catch the ball and they could have made miraculous catches. And if they had have at least caught some of those balls, Kirby Smart would have stopped those blitzes. He would have backed off on throwing all those blitzes at him. But the problem is those wide receivers, and don't get me wrong, the wide receivers did make some great catches, but again, those drops were the deciding factor of the game. Those rush passes were the deciding factor of those games. When you add those three factors up, including the bad play selection, that lost the game more than anything. You can review this game right now on ESPN replay, whatever the fuck. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. Because I don't have any bad quarrel with the defense. The defense was tired. The defense was on the field too.
I ain't gonna make
The
no
de-
excuse for talking about Bama's defense, right?
Bama's defense was on the game too. Was in the game too long. So you can't really.
Yeah, I ain't gonna fault that. I
You can't.
mean,
Yeah.
when you think about it, whereas I said that Nick Saban, you could tell. Okay, let's go back on the playoff game against Cincinnati.
Right.
You could tell Nick Saban put that game plan together.
hmm
It's rare that you saw on defense they lined up with 5 linemen and 2 linebackers
hmm
against them. That was
Right.
smart as hell. That
Right.
that had Nick Saban written all over it.
Right.
But what a lot of people ain't paying attention to when I was looking at most of the game for the live stream got cut on YouTube, Kirby Smart pulled a 1990 New York Giants defensive coordinator Bill Belichick scheme on Nick Saban. And I talk about all the time. Excuse me. He lined up
hmm
in the 4 man, and because everybody know in the Giants 90 run, okay, let me refresh everybody's memory. When the Giants played the Bears in the 1990 divisional playoff, Mike Dickey game plan for the 3-4, but instead, Bill Belichick utilized the 4-3 over front on his ass. What happened? Giants won 31-3. Okay. Then when they played against 49ers, they were a 4-man front team, but they used a lot of nickel, and they were a multiple base defense team to use a lot of nickel and dime personnel. The Giants countered them by using a dose of their own medicine. What happened? Roger Craig, all that skipping and shit, fumbled the goddamn ball. Lawrence Taylor recovered, and the Giants went to the Super Bowl. Then with the Buffalo Bills, they had the highest time possession at over 40 minutes, utilizing Otis Anderson's old ass at the time, 37 years old, with his old ass. And they used a 2-man front on the Bills. When Bill
Right.
Belichick said, hey, we're going to let Thurman Thomas get over 100 yards, but we ain't going to let the receivers get their yards. It worked. What happened? Giants won 2019 Super Bowl. And to this day, and to my knowledge, to any football fans' knowledge, the 1990 New York Giants defensive game plan is enshrined in the Hall of Fame. That has never been heard of. But what Kirby did, I looked at most of the game. Kirby was slick using some 4-3 on Nick.
Yeah,
Nick
but
didn't catch it. And then he turned around and utilized a 4-2-5. He utilized some Gary Patterson 4-2-5. I'm like, whoa, was that?
yeah, but
And really, and Gary Patterson hit Gary Patterson's 4-2-5. I'm sorry. Back in them days when Andy Dalton and they were playing, when they ass was whooping everybody's ass, that was a defense that was hard to beat, bro. Well,
yeah,
until Boise State beat it, but it still was hard to beat. But
yeah, yeah, but still,
but Bill O'Brien, this all on Bill O'Brien. So I don't
exactly.
care. I don't care what nobody say. And
Yeah,
and even though he's a Federal Coalition member, screw you, Trey Murphy, because it ain't Nick Saban's fault. This all on Bill O'Brien.
yeah, yeah. Because if you take
Because
away,
you don't,
Mhm.
I mean, protection schemes is all off whack. And it was just something off. I'm like, damn. And
Right,
when you think about it, Kirby, he must have watched some damn 1990 New York Giants against the Buffalo Bills film.
man, that dude's scheme was not that great. They failed to capitalize. He
Who's
he
scheme?
ran
Kirby or Bill?
Kirby's scheme tonight. I'm speaking on tonight.
I know what
Kirby's
I'm
in,
saying. I said he must have. I didn't say he did. He must.
but I'm saying this. Kirby is a great defensive coordinator. He won most of Nick's national championships with Alabama come from Kirby Smart. It was nothing he did other than the offensive game plan, and even that was brought to you by the offense. It was those three things. If they did all those three things right, we're not having this conversation at all.
Right.
The problem is Bill O'Brien was the one that should have caught that shit. Bill O'Brien should have figured that shit out because he's got pro experience. He's got more pro experience than fucking Nick Saban. Nick
Yep.
Saban, total years as a pro was only 7 years. He was only in the NFL 7 years total, including as an assistant and a head coach. Bill O'Brien has at least 15 years of college experience and a plethora of NFL experience. So you've seen a Kirby Smart defense, nigga. You played
Yeah.
against it at New England. Come on, nigga, make it make sense. So that
Mm-hmm.
was 100% on Bill O'Brien's, because if you take away if they make those catches, I'm not saying team's gonna make every catches, But let's say those key drops at the goal line. If you if they catch some of those balls, we're not having that conversation. Kirby Smart's game plan on defense was not the greatest at all. You know what I'm saying? His only Kirby did what Kirby always do. That's blitz, pressure the quarterback, and if you don't get if you don't stop my pressure, we gonna hit your damn quarterback all night. He only
Yep.
got 2 sacks, including the last sack of the game. He, but again, that pressure played a factor in those miscues. But again, you got to make a play. That's the thing about those wide receivers. If the ball's in your hand, make a damn play. Make a damn play and make Kirby look bad. So, and they did not do that. So, it's congratulations, Georgia Bulldogs. I can't
Right.
call them the Georgia Fool Dogs no more because, they didn't win a national championship. So now
Right.
it's
I'm
congratulations,
now.
Georgia Bulldogs.
Hey, now I can say this, and a lot of people forget Kirby Smart played with Champ Bailey.
Right.
Champ Bailey, they were the first secondary duo ever. Champ Bailey led the SEC in tackles. Kirby led the SEC, and I think Kirby was also on that list. But Kirby also led, I think, for a couple years straight, he led the SEC in interceptions. But if you watch some old highlight film on Kirby when he tackled somebody, bro, damn, he knocked the motherfucker out. Man.
Well,
Shit.
that whole defense, you had Richard Seymour, Marcus Stroud on the defensive end, and later Boss Bailey, which is Champ Bailey's little brother.
Mhm.
But you know what I'm saying. So those guys, I mean,
Shit.
he was
Woo,
he they
Kirby.
had
Hey,
some
I be telling everybody. And even a guy, when I was doing security at the at a famous hospital, he would pick up for FedEx all the time. He's a Georgia Bulldog fan, and I know he's golden. Shout out to my guy Brent. He even said, man, he said because he was, I think he said he was still in high school when Kirby was playing. He said, man, Kirby knocked the hell out of everybody. It was one YouTube clip I saw. I don't know if it's still up or not. Kirby hit a dude so hard, man, he knocked the man's helmet off and forced the man to fumble. And he
right,
grabbed that ball and ran the shit back for a touchdown.
right.
Kirby and Champ Bailey were nothing nice in that secondary.
Oh
And
no.
this is what I think. And I'm a Bama fan. Georgia, I congratulate you. This is what I think what Kirby should do. He might need to put Champ on as an advisor for the defense, as far as the secondary go. So they can
Yeah.
be a little bit tough. Because what's his name? Dooley, Vince Dooley, well, no, don't not Dooley. Who was in Mark Richt's place? Because Bobby Bowden told Mark Richt to take the job in Georgia. Vince, no, Jim Doonan. I think that's his name. I look him up, Jimmy. Google it. Who did Mark Richt replace as
You're
Georgia
not talking
coach?
about Vince Dooley. You're not talking about Vince
No,
Dooley,
not
are you?
Vince Dooley. It was Jim Doonan.
Jim
It was Jim, and the
Jim
last
Jim
name was
Dunn Jim Dunn.
yeah. And Bobby Bowden told Mark Richt, "Hey, you might want to take that job. That's up your alley." Mark Richt at the time, and thoughts of prayer and thoughts of prayers to him, man. He's battling Parkinson's disease. Uh, the late Bobby Bowden told Mark Richt, "Hey, that's the job up your alley. Take it. I
Right.
recommend you." Because Bobby Bowden and Jim Donan, they were pretty close. So that's
Right.
when Bobby Bowden said, "I got a guy that might be interested in the job." And Mark Richt said, "When I wasn't even ready, but he said when he took over his first year, that's when he knew he was ready." So, but here's some things. Now that Georgia's the champs, here's some advice. I think Kirby might need to go multiple with his defense. Matter of fact, he might need to do. He might need to be like he should follow the Chris Peterson example. Don't have no set offense. Don't have no set defense. Just go out there and run shit.
Well, Kirby's gonna do what Kirby's gonna do, and
But
and
yeah, we
and
all know Curry gonna do what he gonna do. But that's what I do. I mean, because come on, you and
I
I, we
mean
both
he
talk. We you and I, we both gave Chris. We give a lot of coaches our praise, and then I had fan mail. Even some folks that when Chris Peterson has watched it. I had some fan mail from guys that said, "Man, that was the best praise y'all gave Chris Peterson ever." Fuck yeah, because we watched this man at Boise State. Shit, like and
right,
Chris Peterson, and you know, as Jimmy like to call him, Doctor. Right, might as well call him Doctor Peterson. Doctor
yeah,
Peterson.
that's his title. That's his title. He has an
You
ED
know,
in education, so yeah, he is a doctor. He is Doctor Chris
you know,
Peterson. Yeah.
Doctor Peterson.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't have any. Even what his old offense coordinator, who's his tight ends coach, said, "We don't have no set offense. We just go out there and run plays.
Right.
That's it." I think Boise State has been successful all them years under Chris Peterson, Doctor Peterson.
Yeah.
And then when old boy, when he went to Washington, what's his name? Sidney, it was a cornerback. That man popped his Achilles tendon. Chris Peterson, he walked out there in the field and helped that man in the field. Asked him, was it your Achilles? He said, yeah. He said, come on. He helped that man. He walked, he and stayed with the man, And a lot of people say, yeah, and listen, football people, coaches, let me tell you something. You coaching football. You're not back in the military back in the 80s and 70s, 80s, and 90s where you was. You coaching guys that you coaching young men that's starting to become grown men. Show some empathy,
Right.
you know. I mean, he Bill Parcells, he said with him. He said, yeah, he said, I mean, the players I had, I knew they loved me. He said, but I didn't allow myself to get close to them. And he
Right.
said, and he said that was a reason why. He said because he said sometimes he said if it was a player that he liked that he had to cut, it hurt him. He said what hurt me most was the player I had to cut, then the player I had to let go. Then the player that I had to cut is somebody I had to just say, get the fuck off my team.
Right.
So, Parcells earned my respect for that. Even though in my young years, I didn't like it. I can't say I hated Bill Parcells. I ain't like him. It was just some demeanor. It was just something about him. But when you figure out what his mindset was and with humble beginnings, how he was, you know, like a lot of people don't know, Bill Parcells, his real name is not Bill, it's Dwayne.
Yes.
You know, he was one hell. He said he was a hell of a basketball player.
Hmm.
All stayed up in New York 4 straight years. He said, and they asked what made you go to football. He said, "Shit, I don't know." Yes. But but again, shout out, Georgia Bulldogs in 42 years.
Yep.
Salute.
Yeah.
So
First championship since Herschel Walker uh could have won it sooner under Mark Rick, but he made a couple of fuck ups, but that's a whole nother conversation in itself. But nevertheless,
woo,
they finally
past
got
tense.
over
That's
the
a
hump.
whole that them a whole lot of conversations. Because
Yeah,
that team that went number one, that team that was the unanimous number one in 2007, when he had no
right.
Sean Marino, and I don't know what year, I think Matthew Stafford was still on that team. We had no
Yes.
Sean Marino. Man, he had all them dudes on there. You just made Sugar Bowl. You need your ass whooped, Mark. You know. So
Yeah. Yeah, nevertheless, they had their opportunities over the years, but Kirby, and give him credit, Kirby took a page out of Nick Saban's visiting the players before they make commitments to uh, to the University of Georgia, and he's recruited two number one recruiting classes, depending on whether you look at Rivals or you go by ESPN 150 or whatever, he
No,
has built.
I don't fuck with ESPN. I go by Rivals. Fuck ESPN.
Well, either
Sometimes
either
ESPN.
one, but that
Yeah.
they have their rankings. It is what it is. But nevertheless, he built the foundation to win a national title because uh, having those number one recruiting classes, enabled him to compete with or even be on the same playing field as Alabama. And like I say, Alabama was number one the whole year. They earned that playoff spot, contrary to
Hmm.
some people's. Well, why don't they count some of these conference championships? Because some of you conference champions don't even deserve to be on the same field as Alabama or Cincinnati. And that's why Cincinnati was able to get their asses in. And they
Hmm.
probably would have beat some of your damn conference champions. So sit y'all ass down and come back and do better, try better next year, and hope Alabama has a bad year, which I don't see it happening no time
Hmm.
soon. As long as Nick Saban has brain cells
Yep.
in a good mastermind, he's gonna kick ass and take names. But
Hey,
uh,
I gotta run to Waterloo right quick. Keep
oh,
talking.
I'm gonna talk my shit. But
Keep talking. Keep
nevertheless,
talking. I gotta run to Waterloo.
nevertheless, nevertheless, man. Uh, Georgia deserved the national championship. They wasn't the conference champions, but they were number one most of the year, and they earned their position. Now, like I say, their offense was not great the whole year, but they were great at the right time, which is why they're national champions right now. Sometimes you got to be great when it's important, and nevertheless, um, Kirby built the foundation by recruiting number one recruiting classes and like I say, taking a page out of Nick Saban's uh, book by simply, taking, visiting players and having conversations with their parents, having dinner with some of these people's parents and stuff like that. He took a lot of page out of that book, and that's why he's recruiting number one recruiting classes. So kudos to him, nevertheless. So it is what it is, man. So um, Georgia earned this national championship, and you know you got to take advantage of opportunities when it comes to this. So it is what it is when it comes to this. Man, we got a lot of deaths going on in deaths. Rest in peace to Bob Saget from America's Funny Video and Full House. Rest in peace to that brother. Uh, Sad situation. He was found dead at a hotel uh, yesterday, and sad situation with Bob Saget. Very sad situation
Ooh, Lord.
with their brother. So
Oh, I'm back.
rest, rest in peace to Bob Saget, man. That
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah. I just jumped in on it, man. That was a shock, and I was telling one of my coworkers about it. He said, "Damn, y'all like y'all knew the man personally."
Yeah,
I just shit.
yeah.
I mean, Bob Saget was that dude. But hey, I was watching an old episode of
Uh huh.
if y'all ever checked it out, Hot Ones. You know,
Right.
they eat the 10 wing. They be eating the 10 wings with the 10 different sauces. He knocked that shit out like a boss, bro. Damn.
Right.
He knocked that shit out like a boss. He said, "Hell, I'm hungry." Shit. He said, I ain't eating nothing all day." He knocked that shit out like a boss. He when he got to that the bomb sauce, he's like, "It's the
Right.
bomb." Well, everybody like, "This the bomb?" He said, "Yeah, you ain't lying. It's the bomb to y'all, but it's the hungry to me because I'm hungry." Damn. But
Right.
yeah, but you know what they said with the coroner's battle with Bob Saget, man. They said it was no foul play, no murders or nothing. So I think it was a heart attack because you know a lot of people don't know Bob Saget funny as shit. Shit.
Oh yeah, from back in the day. They're saying, I'm looking at, they saying drug use was ruled out, but it could be
Right.
a month before the autopsy. It's possible. I'll say this: it's possible. that drug use is probably involved, or it probably was a COVID death because, like I say, you know, past 60, a lot of these people die from COVID. It
Mhm.
could be that. So we don't
Shit,
know. We
Bob
won't
didn't
know
even look
until.
like he was 65, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to Ida Ida Rodriguez, comedian Ida Rodriguez. She was supposed to meet him in I want to say March. She
Mhm.
funny as hell too.
I had to check
She
her out.
Ida Rodriguez. So she was supposed to meet him, and it just so happened didn't happen. So rest in peace. Another person died. Um, this went over my head. A a student of the Miles Davis School of Mentoring. James Toomey. From the group.
Whoa, Matume, the dude that's
Yes. He died Sunday night. Unfortunately. So
wow. Talking about
that.
the dude that had the group. You know very well who you are.
Mm-hmm. And you know something about that.
Wow.
The the lead singer, I forgot her name, but she actually was in, and you can hear her. She was in the background of a lot of Luther Vandross's uh
Yeah.
songs. You can hear her, you can hear her and Sissy Houston in the background. But yes, he passed away because he wrote The Closer I Get to You and Back Together, uh, which was a duet with uh with Roberta Flack and the late Donny
Donny Hathaway.
Hathaway. He's written a lot of good shit. I mean, but he started out as a jazz person, and he ventured into R&B because, like I say, he
Mhm.
went to the school of basically Miles Davis. Miles Davis took him under his wing, and like Herbie Hancock once said, when Miles Davis called you. You take, as a jazz person, you take advantage of that opportunity because you're not going to get too many people that's going to give you the game. Uh, so we're just slowly losing people that from the
Yeah, man.
school of Miles Davis, man. So
And also, shout out, and I'm friends with this artist. Well, I follow. Yeah, I'm friends with this comic book artist, Bill Sienkiewicz. Uh, man, and you can tell this dude got more soul in him than anybody. Uh, I don't know if you mentioned anything, Jimmy. Shut City Poitier.
Sidney Poitier, yes. I
Yeah,
was gonna
we
mention that.
man, we
I
we
was gonna
we lost
mention
we
that.
lost a legend, boy, because I think they showed the last picture of him. He took a picture of all his daughters, and it looked like he wasn't looking well. I was like, "Oh, damn, that was the last pic. That was the last one." So he had four daughters, but
For
I
living, he
yeah,
has
for all
four.
all four living daughters, man. Them
Because
last two
he
beautiful as
actually
hell, bro.
he actually had
Woo!
five. He actually had five. One of them died. I want to say in 1997. So he has four living daughters. Um, the They say he was 94, but that could be disputed because he had a scrapbook birth certificate from what I understand. So they say he could be old. He could have been born in 1924, but we do know he's no younger than 94
Right,
for sure. So, because I used to look up I used to have old encyclopedias and stuff like that, and some reports would say he was born in 1924, not 1927. So
right,
but we do know he's up in age. He's at the age to where you can just drop dead, unfortunately.
man. And
Um,
then and here was
mhm,
something what you didn't know.
mhm,
Um, if anybody ever checked out the movie The Jackal,
beautiful.
uh,
That was his last movie.
man, Sidney Poitier. I need to find out if Bruce Will. I gotta do my Google search to see.
Bruce Willis,
Yeah, Bruce Willis and
and
Richard Gere.
get
Because I
Richard
think
Gere.
when they asked Bruce Willis when they did the movie, said what's it like after Sidney Poitier, that man rocked his head back with a smile. He said,
Yes,
and he was like, he said, man, and he he took a long pause. He wasn't crying. He said, "Give me a minute." He said, "Fun and knowledgeable, bro."
Right.
And the way and Sidney Poitier in them running scenes, bro, you know he had to be pushing 70 on in them scenes.
Right.
That man was outrunning everybody because I think they said Richard Grieves said shit. He outran one of the stuntmen on one of the scenes. Also, and that's a movie y'all need to check out. The Jackal, Sidney Poitier, Bruce Willis, Richard Gere. Also, it debuted a funny comedian by the name of Jack Black.
Right.
So yeah,
R-
that was
r-
Pops' movie there. Cause man, 97, man, between 95, 1995, 97 was the year of some good movies.
Right.
So
And
and he
let me honor Sidney Poitier because I remember Robert Townsend said that, warned him about taking certain roles, and that's one of the reasons why Robert Townsend just stuck with stand-up comedy because um Sidney Poitier gamed up a lot of people in Hollywood, and like I
yep,
say, they don't make them like they used to. He was definitely a
nope,
civil rights activist. He was one of the people that, along with Harry Belafonte, paid for Dr. King's funeral because when
right,
Dr. King died, Dr. King could not pay for his own funeral. So he was one of the people, along with um, Harry Belafonte, paid for the Dr. King's funeral. A lot of people don't know that. Um,
right,
but to go along with his civil rights activism, he mentored Denzel Washington because Denzel Washington did a interview years ago talking about uh Sidney Poitier picked Denzel Washington out of a gang of people to like mentor, and he saw potential in Denzel Washington, and they was gonna get Denzel to do a movie, and you can YouTube this, called A Nigga They Couldn't Kill. And Sidney Poitier
yep,
said, "Look, listen, I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but your first two movies is how people gonna view you." He get, because he really saw a younger version of Denzel. He saw a younger version of Sidney Poitier and Denzel Washington. And Denzel since, and this is how important to mentor people. Denzel took that very same game to Will Smith and took that very same game to the late Chadwick Boseman.
yep,
So, we're talking about generations of game given from one man to another. So that's how important Sidney Poitier was. But um, Robert Townsend, he's been in Houston a couple of times since the pandemic, aka scamdemic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But that's
they
a whole
might
nother
say
conversation.
scanned them,
But
scammed
that's
them.
a whole nother conversation. But he stuck with stand-up comedy because they were trying to give him stereotypical roles, and because of Sidney Poitier, um, he listened to Sidney Poitier on taking certain roles. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain, even what's the guy's name? John Amos. He got game from Sidney Poitier because that's the
Mm-hmm,
reason why John Amos walked off of what's that? Good Times.
mm-hmm,
Because they were gonna try to get him to do some shucking and jiving, and Sidney was
yeah.
like, hell no. He's like, hell no. So
I still say, even and check this out. Watch some of them, like they upload the episode to YouTube and they found out James died going to work.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There was more white people comment on that shit. They said, "Hey, I'm a white guy, and growing up watching this show, I still feel that the show went to shit when they killed James off."
Mm.
Yeah, hell yeah,
And because the producers of that show, because the guy who originally wrote the show was the same guy that wrote Cooley High. But
mm-hmm.
what ended up happening was uh, they ended up blackballing him. The very guy, you can Wikipedia him if you look up Cooley High's the screenwriter of Cooley High. You can it's a cross reference between those two.
Right,
Uh, because like when that's when the show started going to shit when they got him off the show, because you should see because Michael was kind of, even though he was the youngest of of all the family members, he was kind of like the revolutionary. They would throw in some revolutionary shit, and the white producers would come in and be on some bullshit. So, it is like I say, back to my
Hold
point
up.
with Sydney.
Hold on.
Right, go
Goddamn
ahead.
Trey Murphy. I ain't got time to hear you cry full time. Fuck Bama. Get your ass on this damn show.
And,
Get your
I'm just
get your ass on this damn show.
well, I mean, again, again, we were just explaining the importance of we just explaining how they lost, basically, more than anything, because I really wanted them to win this national championship, but it is what it is. But back to Sidney Poitier, uh, Sydney was a very was important to Black Hollywood, because like I say, he took the roles that most people shouldn't have to take in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
because he would end up taking the Magic Negro roles from back in the day, and that's kind of a stereotype, but that's not as bad of a stereotype as the Buck, the Coon, the the demasculated black person. So
Uh-huh.
he he built the foundation for the Denzels, the Will Smiths, the Samuel
About
L. Jackson, the Samuel
in
L.
a way.
Jacksons, the Chadwick Bosemans.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yeah, so
and a whole bunch of others, man. Shit.
right.
And for
Hmm.
and again, shout out public to Bill Sienkiewicz
Hmm.
for doing that self-portrait of Sidney Poitier.
Hmm.
You know, Bill has some soul. Bill has some soul in him, bro. He still do.
Right.
Cause he drew a commission. He showed a commission of a commission he did to Betty White for her 95th birthday.
Right.
She loved it. Man, we lost so many. Let me tell you something. We lost so many people before and after.
Right.
Before 2021 came to close and just in the beginning of 2022. Betty White, we talked about on her show, bro. I mean, because the Buzzer Network, if you don't have Samsung TV Plus
Right.
on your Samsung phone, or if you got a Samsung phone, just swipe left and it's gonna say Samsung free. That's the free digital TV. Um, they're gonna do a dedication to her on January 16th.
Right. And
Bro. And you know, we talked about Betty White. We talked about Betty White on my live stream. You know,
right.
where somebody people talking about some she need to get blacks off a show. She told the basic producer, deal with it. She basically told him, man, fuck you, in her own
Yeah.
nice way. You know,
Right.
I mean, we lose too many people left and right. Betty White, Sidney Poitier, Chadwick, well, we been lost Chadwick Boseman there, man. That hurt like a motherfucker. Uh, Bob Saget. You know, it is, when you think about it, man, and Murph, he replied with some laughing emojis and shit. Get your goddamn ass in this damn feed, fool. Shit. We ain't talking about Bama. Talking about real shit. I mean,
Yeah.
because anything can happen. Because like we lost Bob Saget. Matter of fact, we lost Bob Saget right after we lost Sidney Poitier. Come on. Damn. You
Right. That's
know?
that's crazy. And like I say,
And I
the
and a lot of people don't know Bob. Everybody will relate Bob Saget to the Danny Tanner character. Bob Saget funny as shit as a comedian.
oh yeah.
And if you want to see this, and this dude in his 60s, pull up Bob Saget Hot Ones on YouTube. He knocked all that shit out like it wasn't no fucking problem.
Oh yeah.
All them hot sauce like it wasn't no fucking problem.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But and since yeah, he said he here in the live stream, which brings me now, since he said that he's here in the live stream, Jimmy McWright, let's draw something for the take over for a couple of minutes.
Go ahead.
Our fellow coalition member, That damn Trey Murphy. I always call him Guarantee Murphy, but I'm gonna call him Satisfaction Non-Guarantee Murphy because I'm gonna make an announcement. I made an announcement on my Facebook Live, and if people didn't hear it on your show, I'm gonna do it now. Trey Murphy has been slick hating on Alabama. Years back, I told him when Alabama won that championship, he had to say 5 things. He had to say 5 nice things about Nick Saban. Now he's not as good. He ain't good. He ain't experienced as playing the fool on a whole lot of things. But on both your show and my show, he did say 5 nice things about Nick Saban. He can recruit. The NFL, the players that he recruit, they exceed well in they exceed very good in the NFL. And I don't count Trent Richardson as one of them. Fuck him. Hey, Julio Jones is one. Derrick Henry. And a couple of Najee Harris. And they had him on there. And Waddle from the Miami Dolphins. And right quick, fuck you, Miami Dolphins. Y'all didn't have no business firing Brian Flores, man. Fuck y'all.
Thank you.
But just a side note. Fuck you. Let me tell you something. Fuck you, Miami Dolphins. Y'all done had no business firing that man. Y'all done had the Miami Coffins. Y'all done had no fucking business firing that man. That man, 10-6. Yeah, he had losing season his first year. Well, he had tie season his first year. They missed the playoffs by winning all their games, but somebody won and eliminated them out. Then turn around. They finished the year with a fucking winning season. This black man got 4 wins over Bill Belichick. You gonna fire him?
4 wins over Bill Belichick and swept the swept them for the first time since 2000. Since 2000.
And swept them.
Yeah, their arch rival.
Out of 6 games, he swept them.
Swept their arch rival.
And you gonna fire Brian Flores?
And the development of Tua.
Hold on. And the development of Tua, true. Miami, fuck you.
And then here's my thing.
Because guess what? Mm-hmm. Hold on, guess what? I hope the Jacksonville Jaguars hire Jim Caldwell. Because this need to be his staff. Joe Brady, offensive coordinator. Brian Flores, defensive coordinator. I bet you, if it ain't the first year, I bet you Jim Caldwell had a fucking Jaguars in the playoff his second fucking year. Fuck you, Miami.
And with Flores, man, and then here's Sports Illustrated put out a hit piece on him, talking about, well, him and Tua got into it. I'm like, bro, y'all shut the fuck up. He's developing Tua into a real NFL quarterback. I'm like,
Tua can be hard-headed. Now I ain't taking up for that article. Tua can be a hard-headed motherfucker. He takes hard-headed to a new level. I'm not condoning that piece. Look what he did in Alabama. Tua can be hard-headed as a motherfucker. But go on.
Yeah, he's a great,
very hard-headed.
He can be hard-headed, but that should not be a reason why you fire a guy who's developing your future. I mean, you beat New England. You know how hard it is to beat a Belichick-led New England team? And let's not forget, Matt Jones is coming.
Out of 6 games, you win 4 against them.
Right. Matt Jones is
who to
coming
say
into
that
his
Belichick
own?
Gave him the games, but no, but one thing where Brian Flores earned my props on, where he said, but with the black coach ordeal, he busts out saying, he said, "Hey, I've been through it. I'm Black Latino."
Yeah, because he's from Honduras.
He said, "I'm Black Latino. I've been through it." He said, even when I wasn't a coach, I've been through a whole lot of hardships before I became a coach. So you can't tell me what a black what he acknowledged himself as an African American, an African American from Honduras has went through. All right, okay, Brian, good.
Yeah.
I give you props on that. But see, you so now see you saying it now. See, you can say that in Miami, but you could say that in New England,
Well, he wasn't
which
the
wasn't
head.
a knock on him.
Well, he wasn't the
So
head guy at New England either. He was more like a positions coach that happens to get the head coaching job at Miami. And you know, for him to go up there and beat his his uh his mentor, Bill Belichick, that's saying a lot. This guy should not be fired at all. He should be given a second,
hell
a
no.
fourth. He should be given a fourth chance. He should be given a fourth year. Because Miami was playing good. They ran into a brick wall versus my Tennessee Titans.
Mhm.
Uh, and you know they got their ass kicked. But that should not. He should not be held. He should not be fired because of this. Because like I say,
True.
you're killing the development of Tua. Because who's to say another coach is going to come in there and run the same system that has worked for Tua? So that's my thing. You shouldn't fire a head coach uh when you're developing a new and improved quarterback like that. Now Chicago with not Nagy, whatever the fuck you call this, I don't give a fuck what this bitch ass motherfucker name
Fuck
is.
him, man.
M-
Fuck,
Matt
fuck,
Matt
fuck the
Matt
Bears right
Matt
now.
Matt
Fuck
Matt Matt
Matt Nagy.
Matt,
Fuck the
Matt,
Bears. Fuck the Bears. That's Matt Nagy's fault. Fuck him.
Matt
Now,
Nagy.
let's keep talking about Brian Flores. Fuck him.
Yeah, but but let me. I got to make an example though. Matt Nagy should be fired. Now,
Yep.
even though you got a Justin Fields, you're talking about, well, Justin Fields ain't ready. That says a lot about you as a head coach. You
Mm-hmm.
and like what's the dude name? I forgot the quarterback. He was a former quarterback. He got on his ass. He was like, it's your fucking job to get this man ready. How the hell
I
you
know,
gonna say
man. I know who you talking about. Oh shit.
I forgot his name. He was a quarterback and he was a quarterback, but he got on
What
his
team
helmet.
he play for?
I forgot. I mean, but I have to go through that YouTube. He's like, it's your
Yeah,
job.
I remember that. He told me it's your fuck. If you talking about Matt Orlovsky, I remember.
Avlosky, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes, that was him. Yeah, even though he was known for stepping out of bounds, yeah, he got on Matt Nagy's ass. Said it's your job. He had to catch himself. He said it's your job to get him ready. Yeah, I agree with old Matt Orlovsky on that one, man. Yeah.
Exactly, just like with Trey Lance with the San Francisco 49ers. If he's not ready,
Who I'm finna talk about in a minute because desperate time, Jim McWright, your boy, me, is finna do something that I may or may not regret because of Murph, because of what happened last night with Alabama.
sometimes you just gotta hold the L for what it is, but that's a whole
I'm a
nother.
hold the L, and it's all Trey Murphy's fault. And this is my payback.
But
It's my receipt to him.
no,
And
nevertheless, you know, like I was saying about Trey Lance, you're supposed to get this kid ready, uh, because he's the better quarterback. He's your future. You're not going to draft a kid that high and he not be ready. Trey Lance, you drafted him pretty high. You drafted him over Justin Fields, who's a better quarterback than Trey Lance, arguably
Mhm.
anyway. So I mean, you know, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. But so
Right.
they gotta figure that shit out. So it is what it is. But again, Tua's development without uh without Flores, we're gonna see what's gonna happen and how well the Dolphins play with them losing Flores as the head coach. Because I don't think he
Yeah,
should have lost that
they
job.
hell no, he didn't need to be fired. But I'm gonna tell you this here. I mean, if I was the Denver Broncos, I interview him for a job before
Exactly.
Jared Mayo. I would interview him for a job for Jared Mayo. So I don't know
Jacksonville.
what. So I don't know
Jacksonville need to
what the
jump on it.
fuck. I don't know what the fuck John Elway thinking. So because he don't get a pass from me after he fired John Fox and drafted his buddy Gary Kubiak to handicap Peyton Manning. So fuck John Elway on that regard. But you know, with the Jacksonville job, I think Jim Caldwell should be considered for it. He should get it, and he need to nail Brian Flores as the defensive coordinator. I think Jacksonville do pretty good under Jim Caldwell. So
Man, I respectfully disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why.
what
Because
what what
that's
Jacksonville doing good with Jim Caldwell? What?
I'm not saying he won't do good with Jim Caldwell, but here's my thing with Jacksonville. That's a job. That's a firing waiting to happen too, because it's gonna be the same shit that he did with Indianapolis and in Detroit. He developed this
Oh, whoa,
team.
whoa, hold up.
Pause.
Now, hold on,
Pause.
hold on. When he took over, when he last he got to the Super Bowl 14-2, and then Peyton had that neck issue.
Hmm.
That wasn't his fault.
I agree with that.
They went 2-14.
I
Everybody
agree with
said
that.
that wasn't his fault. He Peyton Manning told Jim Irsay, you shouldn't have fired Jim Caldwell. That wasn't his fault.
I agree that wasn't his fault. I'm 100%. I agree that's not his fault. Which is why I don't want him to take this damn job, because guess what? When they have a bad year, guess what? They're gonna be ready to fire him. Same thing with Detroit. He developed that Detroit team. They got ready to when they started doing bad, they got ready to fire him. So I'm tired of him
No,
taking these trash
what
ass.
he want Jimmy. Hold on, I gotta back you up now. Now he out of the years he was in Detroit, he got them in the playoffs.
Hmm.
That last year, even Matthew Stafford took up for him. Even his wife, Matthew Stafford's wife, even said that that said that her husband was done with Detroit when they let Jim Caldwell go over something that was beyond his control.
Right, and that's
I
and
mean,
that's
come
where.
on, when you well liked by, come on, man. I mean,
But that's
yo,
where
but wait, but see, Jim Caldwell won more games in the 4 years he was there than that fat fuck that went back. Than that fuck Matthew Lynn Patricia. I don't know if that's his name, but he got a female last name, so I'm gonna call him Matthew Lynn. Matthew Lynn Patricia. Jim Caldwell won more games in 4 years than Matthew Lynn Patricia did in 2. Come on, man.
I agree. I agree,
Come
but
on.
my thing my thing with Caldwell is I don't want him to get fired over it, because have him like a scapegoat to be getting
Right.
fired, and I don't respect what Detroit did, and I damn sure don't respect Bendianapolis what Bendianapolis fucking did. So I think he should leave that job alone. Just find a better job that's gonna. Because my thing with Jacksonville, aka Slacksonville, they don't want to win. The coach, the ownership, uh, whatever the fuck his name is, he acts like he
Shere
don't want to win.
Khan. Shere
Yeah,
Khan. And his son running AEW, all elite
it,
wrestling.
yeah. Well, interesting, but
Yeah,
he
that's
acts
true.
like he doesn't. I understand, but he acts like he doesn't want to win at Jacksonville, especially with the debacle he had with Urban Meyer, which Urban Meyer shouldn't even took that damn job.
Man, I don't even want
I'm just
that's a conversation that deserves to go in the trash.
yeah,
Urban Meyer should never took that motherfucking job.
and I said that before he took that job, don't take this bitch ass job. But you can't treat people like they're in college. But that's a whole nother conversation in itself. But nevertheless, I don't want this man to be a victim of these trash ass jobs like Detroit is, and like fucking Jacksonville. Do he deserve a job? Of course. I think he would be the perfect fit. But he's gonna probably end up as a scapegoat for their fuckery. So no, don't take that bitch ass job. Let some trash ass motherfucker take that job. He doesn't deserve that trash job. He deserves something to where um the ownership and the management can come in, okay, and build. And
Yep,
Jacksonville don't want it. So leave that bitch ass job alone. That's all I'm saying.
true.
So it is what it is.
Yep.
So
Yeah, but another thing, um, because I'm gonna talk. I'm glad you decided to get on live in a minute. I want to say the best for last, but first off, um, what I expressed on my live feed since I got Trey Murphy, since he doesn't have the stones to click on the link to join in on the live, he might want to join in on live on this last segment. You ain't that important. But something I want to talk about but he and I we talked about in regards to our personal life. But I want to get this out the way first and foremost. Trey Murphy, you gonna rue this day that you jinx my Alabama Crimson Tide, bro. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because your Frisco Fruit Birds, I'm calling them the Fruit Birds because they gotta play the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I said it live on my Facebook live stream. Jimmy, I'm pretty sure you saw it. And I'm gonna say it live public on Jimmy's YouTube show. I am about to do something that even I may have to regret, which is this. Trey Murphy, because of your actions, because of your hatred toward my Alabama Crimson Tide, because you just a straight out hate of excellence. And let's not forget to mention your slick diss criticism of my quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers, because you call yourself being pissed off because Kyle Daddy says so. Shanahan started your lame your Jimmy. I stay pulled up at the post lame all the time. Garoppolo quarterback. You start because he started him against the 49ers. And y'all by hook or by crook won. Since you want to talk shit about Aaron Rodgers, let me tell you something. Aaron Rodgers played the whole year with a broken pinky toe. He didn't bitch about it. Did he not, Jim McRae? Did he
I
not?
didn't keep up. I ain't keep up with that man, so I ain't gonna lie to you. So he probably did. He pretty
Okay,
tough.
I
So
give you a pass.
yeah,
Yeah, I give you a pass on that, Jimmy.
yeah.
You my boy, Jimmy. You my boy. And to quote Will Ferrell from Old School, my Green Bay Packers quarterback didn't bitch complain about him playing on a broken pinky on a broken toe. My quarterback, Trey Murphy, from the Green Bay Packers that you slick dissed, is about to win the MVP. And then earlier today, you all of a sudden had the fucking balls to say that you don't remember or don't remember all any of that about what Matt LaFleur did in the NFC Championship game against Tampa Bay. Jim McWright remembers.
Yeah, basically gave him the Super Bowl. Shit, be
And
honest with you.
yeah, and you gonna sit up here like the little lying charlatan that you is on the phone and tell me that you didn't want to remember. Don't change your tune, Murph.
Right.
I'm stripping you of that luxury changing your tune. Because guess what? Since you rooted for Georgia, even though you publicly said I hate the SEC, you rooted for the Georgia Bulldogs to beat my Crimson Tide last night. Guess what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Jimmy McWright, Jimmy J. Smooth, you as a listening witness.
Hmm.
And everybody else is listening to this live stream. And even in my peoples on Let's Draw Something listen to the live stream, that even heard it on Facebook. Craig Lynch Smith II. It's gonna resort something to I'm about to resort to something that even I will regret. and it's this. Cowboys Nation. Anybody that is friends with me on Facebook that are Cowboy fans, I want you to put your hands up, put your collaborative spirits up. Raise your hands and give your Cowboys team to motivation. Because even though I am an Alabama fan, I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, which me and Murph got in common, and I am a Packers fan.
Mm-hmm.
Them damn 49ers are gonna be lambs to the slaughter. Them damn 49ers. When I said they had a simple job to do by beating y'all, I changed my mind. And when the 49ers get their ass whooped by y'all, 49ers Empire, 49ers fans, you can fault one person for this controversy. And that's that not so guaranteed Trey Murphy. I always call him Guarantee Murphy. Well, guess what? He ain't Guarantee Murphy no longer. He no Guarantee Murphy.
Comedy.
He's no Guarantee Murphy. He deserved because his 49ers deserve to be put at the killing fields. Matter of fact, I'm going to go so far beyond as to say this. Them damn 49ers need to be taken out back like old Yeller.
Comedy.
Trey Murphy, when your 49ers get their ass whooped, and when I call you, God damn it, sucker, and Lord forgive me, use your name in vain. You little charlatan Chuck, when I call you, don't you pre-plan on, don't you fix your brain to pre-plan on me about not answering my phone call. Because I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. You were the man that bet against Alabama. You were the man that said that Alabama was going to lose. You were the man that said that this year that my Packers ain't going to make it to the Super Bowl. But I pulled the biggest trump card there ever is. So anybody that's listening on Facebook, that's my Facebook friend. Anybody that's on Facebook, that is my Facebook friend. And I know who they are. Someone went to school with me. And also, I got to give my shout out to the heavens to one guy that worked with me at FedEx. Right, rest his soul. Robert Fleming Jr., Flim Flam, as I call him. And even my girl down there in Carrollton, Alabama, Miss Connie Edwards. That's right. Your Cowboys got a tag. Your Cowboys got one simple job. Your Cowboys got one simple job to do. I want those 49ers put out the pasture. I want to see. And shout out to my guy that worked with me at my job, Alfred Edwards. He's a Rams fan. Do it for him too. I want those 49ers put out the passion. In fact, I want y'all to beat the 49ers so bad. I want them crawling at y'all feet begging for mercy. And I want y'all to take them out back and do the deed. Trey Murphy, when the 49ers get their ass whooped, that's on your head, not mine. That's payback for rooting against Alabama. Because we all know, we know it. I know it. Jimmy J. Smooth knows it. And you on the live stream listening, you just too chicken shit not to get your ass on the live stream because I got another segment that's up your alley. And it's not sports. You don't want to join in.
Right.
You're scared. You're scared because them Cowboys is going to put the beating on the 49ers.
Yes, sir.
So for one night and one night only, Cowboys Nation, I'm a Packer fan. I'm cheering for your Cowboys to beat the 49ers. And after that, it's back to business.
Well, hopefully they play.
Because guess what?
I
want to see y'all asses at Lambeau. And if you don't get the job done against Tom Brady, it's on your head, not mine. So
Tom Shady
49ers
Brady.
Empire, 49ers Nation. When the Cowboys whooped the 49ers ass, that's not the
Hmm.
49ers fault. That's Trey Murphy's
Right.
fault. That's guaranteed that's guaranteed Trey. That's guaranteed Murphy's fault.
Mm-mm.
Let me leave this word with this. You'll see. You'll see 49ers. You'll see.
Hmm.
Y'all gonna pay under Trey Murphy's, and it's Trey Murphy's fault.
Right. Interesting.
You little
Interesting.
charlatan.
Comedy.
But Jimmy, but Jimmy, I'm glad we did do this live stream, and I do want Trey Murphy to join in on this. No sport talk or nothing.
Right.
This is real life. Jimmy, you know me well over a while, and you know, and I'm known to be a low key person, and I confide in you about things that goes on in my personal life and stuff like that. Whether it was ranging to death with with my pops, and with you doing the takeover show pretty soon on Craig's Time in Huntsville on the Let's Draw on Something episode. You
Right.
know, I don't talk too much about my personal life on here. But with you warming up a 99-cent chimichanga in the background, I'm gonna have to. And I'm not gonna say any names. Uh, Last week, I officially had to cut. Well, officially ties were cut short with one Miss J Williams,
Uh-huh.
and you know who I'm talking about. We ain't saying no names.
Right.
You know we had. Excuse me. You know I told you about an arrangement we had with her working. You know I had to pick her daughter up from her bus stop to take her on home, which I don't mind. And really, you know, a lot of people feel that I shouldn't take her daughter home, but part of me is like this here. Where she getting dropped off at in Whitehaven, in Memphis, Tennessee, come on. I have a soft spot for children because I don't want to see no child go harmed or anything else on like that. We all don't want to.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and I so on,
Right.
and I'm not gonna mention her daughter's name. I'm gonna say the great one. That's what I gave her that nickname, the great one. On the great one's last day of school for Christmas break, she had told me that her last day of school was the first day of school was on, and as always, when we all were going to school, the first Tuesday of the new year.
Yes.
Right. That's always by fault. I said, okay.
Right.
I said, okay. Well, I pick you up. I said, but make sure you let your mom know that I'm gonna pick you up. She said, okay, I will. And I know she did. And I can tell, and she'll be 13 next month. She's a manner. She got very manners. Yes, sir, no, sir. And Jimmy, she's a nice girl. She's a nice young lady. And I
Right.
can tell, and and I can tell from the vibe from her, she's comfortable riding with me because I'm gonna tell her, hey, I'm gonna stop here and this and that for me. You want something? Come on in with me. If I'm gonna
Right.
stop at the store, want this and that, come on in with me. Okay, I treat her like she's my own. Like like I said about my ex-wife's daughter, the oldest one. I treated the oldest one like she was my own. Okay, despite our
Right.
age, despite the year gap.
Right.
I still acknowledge Ambrielle Lewis's children as my grandchildren. They get
Right.
into shit, and for the record, their ages this year is gonna be as follows: 13, 9, 7, and 5.
Right.
Because the granddaughter's the last one. So
Right.
that's for my ex-wife. So that's gonna be more covered in the Craig's Time in Huntsville story.
Right.
I'm from Let's Draw Something with. So, but anywho, so okay. Anyway, with the great one, I remember. I said, okay, I got to pick her up today. I said, okay, I got to pick her up. So I text her and let her know, hey, I'm gonna pick you up today
Mm-hmm.
and drop you off home. She said, okay, thank you. I said, no problem. Jimmy,
Mm-hmm.
I got to Elvis Presley and Rains Road, and I get a phone call from JW.
Right.
And she asks me, why did you tell why did you tell her? And I went, why did you tell her the great, why did you tell her that you picking up and when I told her I was gonna pick up? And my response is this. I said, well, I didn't know you were gonna pick up. I said, if you had a called me or text me like you would always do about stuff like this, I would have known. Okay. So she was like, I was like, what the fuck you mean? So then this when she let the cat out the bag. So keep in mind, JW's brother and sister-in-law had passed away. I think it was,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the right after Thanksgiving. So she was still upset about that. Okay. So JW would go around tell lies and to with her family members, with her sisters and few brothers she got and everybody else. Craig ain't shit. Craig don't care about nobody. Craig only worry about himself. Really. If I only cared about myself, I wouldn't be going out the way picking your daughter up from the bus stop and make sure she get home safe. If I didn't give a fuck, if I didn't only cared about myself, your daughter wouldn't have texted me in a form way to come back to see what was wrong with you when you were crying with the loss of your brother. Okay. So like mind you, I'm not jumping all around the gun and all this other stuff, but I talked with Murph about it, and that was a shock to him. He was like, well, damn, you doing her a damn favor, and then she doing this shit. So, like I said about picking her daughter up, so she got mad with me about that shit. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold up. Why is you getting mad with me? Because she called herself trying to chew me out. JW now. She called herself trying to chew me out about shit. I said, so wait a minute. So you chewing me out because you didn't feel the need to communicate with me about the fact that you were gonna pick her up. I said, now you been calling and texting about stuff like this. So all of a sudden now. Then this bozo tells me, I felt the need. I felt the need. I felt the need. I decided. Look, man, I decided to make some changes. And listen, ladies, if you pushing 50 and you pass 50, and you want to talk to some real ass men like that, like you out in the street, you don't need to be with nobody. Period. Look, man, look, bro. Them young stupid hoes do shit like that. It's straight up truth. If you pushing 50 and if you pushing 40 and pushing 50, and you talk to somebody like myself, Jimmy, Murph, and our other two fellow coalition members, Mario and my boy Mario and Adrian, and with the latter who I just said, he will cut you off with the quickness by hanging up on your ass. You don't need to be with nobody. We don't classify you as no woman. You just a street nigga that don't know no better. Okay.
Right.
So when she said that, talking about, look, man, I said, hold on. I told you, I'm not no nigga out in the damn street. I ain't no nigga. I'm not no nigga that you can talk to like that out in the street. So if you want to talk to somebody like that, talk to one of them niggas out there in the street. And she didn't have the balls, and I was gonna say you probably ain't got the ball. I told her, say you probably ain't got the balls to talk to somebody like that out in the street because you know you get your ass your I said, because you talk to somebody like that out there in the street, your ass end up being on channel 3 or channel 13, being reported as a dead body to the news media. I said, don't talk to me like that. So she like, look, man, I'm the only one that's supposed to know about when the kids go back to school, and I'm like, okay, really? I said, listen, every knock need and spread eagle nigga in Memphis know that the kids go back to school on the first Tuesday of the new year. I said, you went to school before. Hell, I went to high school before. And we all knew that.
Right.
So she talking all that shit and everything. So she talking about something at the time when I went over the house because like I said, the great one texted me and said, Mr. Craig, my mom crying. And I was on my way home. I was about to leave from where they were living at. I doubled back around, Jimmy. I doubled back around, but for her mama to say that I didn't give a damn. I'm only selfish. I only think about myself. See, if I only thought about myself, I could have kept on going. But I went back to see what was wrong. So her mama started all the shit. Had her mama had her sister on speakerphone and stuff like that. And then she talking about some, what you doing here? I said, well, hey, your daughter texted me and said you were crying, man. I came back to make sure everything was okay. I understand what you're going through. You know, and then she talking about, you always talking about thinking about sex, talking about getting some good love. And I said, let me tell you something. Giving you some good loving is not interpreted as just about sex. It's showing you appreciation by taking you out, getting your mind off stuff, walk the park, walk around Cross-Side Lake or something. It ain't not necessarily mean about sex. I'm like, what the fuck? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she started talking shit. And what she don't know, where I was officially done with her ass when she cursed at me in front of her daughter, talking about some nigga, get the fuck out of my house. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Don't talk to me like that in front of your daughter, man. I ain't talking to her like I ain't talking. I said, no, don't try to pull mind games with me. I said, don't talk to me like that in front of your daughter. Just give her indication where she can talk to somebody, to a grown adult like that. You ain't finna talk. She ain't finna talk to nobody, no adult like that, and you ain't gonna talk to me like that. So she again, Jimmy, you know, like I told you about with the hotel incident. So because I'm finna rattle her past off in a minute. Okay. She put her hands on me, and I told her, look, I said, don't put your hands on me. I said, you might, I said, remember what back I said, and then and she said, I got my sister on speak so she can hear you. I said, well, I want her to hear. I said, because at the hotel, your ass is the one to put your hands on me first after the fact. You threw a hot bowl of shrimp at my ass for nothing, over nothing. You know? Remember I told you about that incident, right?
Right.
So she couldn't say nothing. So I left. So she talking about so now fast forward to now, I can't pick her daughter to talking about some. She talking about some. Well, when you got your release, the way you barged in my house, I'm like, hold on, I didn't barge in your house. What the hell is you talking about? When you barged in my house when I was talking to my sister, I said, I didn't barge in your house talking to your sister. I said, your daughter texted me and told me you were crying, so I came back. So how's that barging in your house? I said, if I was the barge in your house, I would have kicked the door. So I asked her, I said, what the fuck wrong with you? You know, but so I'm gonna go ahead and say this. So JW, she has a little checker past her own because our story details back to when I got back Um, I finished my last year in the service in 2003, and I met her at that shithole over there on Democrat on Democrat Road here in Memphis, Tennessee, back in 2003. So I was talking with her stuff like that, you know, and she told me she knew several people in there, and then by the way, Jimmy, some of the folks that she was telling that hotel shit to, it got back to me because a couple of her relatives told me about it, and one of them said no. They said no. Said no. That hotel incident. The only way Craig would do something like that is if you piss his ass off real bad and you start that shit. You ain't gonna lie on my boy like that. I'm not gonna say that gentleman's name. You know, he said, man, you ain't. He said, no, I ain't finna let you lie on my boy like that. So don't even do it. You know. So she got a little fucked up little romantic history because she called herself being engaged to a manager out there by the name of Kim. And Murph know him. And sadly, he passed away years later and said she was being with Kim, so she's talking about to be a role model to the oldest daughter and shit like that. Make a long story short, trying to she wanted to date somebody within her rank. She was a team leader and he was a fucking manager. I even peeped that out when I ran in the ass at TGI Fridays in downtown Memphis. I was with a couple of guys and I go down we had a couple of friends of mine, military buddies of mine. We go down a few beers and had some food, tipped them well, stuff like that. And when I saw JW, I looked at it, I said, and I made a statement like, I said, okay. I said, wait, I said, I see you got a date within your rank to stay ahead. So she was like, yeah, I remember you said that. And I asked you when I saw you, what did you mean by that? And I said, if you done figured it out by now, I'm not going to tell you. Which is true because, the folks that work out there at FedEx, they feel they got a date within somebody within a rank. Listen, Jimmy even said it on one of his shows, and Murphy said it, and even my boy Trey Murphy said it on that past show. It ain't cool. It's not wise to date with somebody within your level of income. That's just that's just a monetary gain. Just because you feel the need, like, oh well, he in leadership, I gotta date him. No, you don't. No, you don't. Sometimes what's good for the goose is not good for the gander. So she dated him, and then sadly he passed away years later from a rare illness. From what I don't know. And then for a while she's dating a next in line lieutenant of a crime king of a drug kingpin. And for legal purposes, I'm not saying names. I'm not gonna say names. So with that, then I think she had broken off with him. Uh, the great one's conception is a whole fucked up mess, Jimmy. I'm not gonna get into that. So during around about that time, I moved to Huntsville, Alabama. I got married. I was with Miss Tracy at the time, and then I think she had moved to Charlotte to take a manager position up there in Charlotte. And what's funny to me is this. She told me the folks up in Charlotte has never heard of Rotel Dip before. I'm like, what? That's funny. That's comedy. So she was up in Charlotte. She married some little. I'm gonna go ahead and put it. She settled for something that wasn't about shit. She ended up getting pregnant. She miscarried. And in 2019, when I was working at Amazon over there off of Lamar and Pearson Road, I was coming in so I can get ready to start my 5:15 to 10:45 shift. She was getting off, and that's when I ran into her. And then that's when things hit off. Now, what I did seeing her, like I think, like I told you, and then I was trying to take a hammer and a chisel and etch and stone with Murph. What I saw on her, I mean, hey, one thing I can give JW credit for, again, she did look out. Good example. During that COVID bullshit 2 years ago, I had to go to work, and the lift was gonna cost me $32 from South Haven, Mississippi to Lamar. Okay, which is bullshit. So I said, okay, let me see if I decide to walk into the marathon on East Holmes Road, on Airways to East Holmes Road, how much it's gonna cost. It still costs the same. Okay. Now there were times, man, where she did take me to work. Only thing she said, you put whatever you was gonna give the what's called, you just put that in my tank and buy my bin some cigarettes. Okay, cool. I mean, and JW J Ray, JRW, that's her initials. I'm protecting her initials. JRW had a nice sense of humor. And Jimmy, you talked to her one time live on my show. So, and you know, and you see, I showed you a picture of her. She doesn't look like she's pushing 50. She doesn't. I mean, yeah, she drank, she smoked. I guess I'd say she take care of her body. Fucking teeth shine like mirrors and shit. They so goddamn white, they shine like mirrors. And that's why I said, man, how you do it? You drink beer and smoke cigarettes, and your teeth shine like new money. You know. But here was the thing. So that's why I said that's why I want to share my personal life, this is what I gotta say. Based Jenny, I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm not gonna say your whole name. Jenny Ray. Based off of based off of your actions, what you've done and stuff like that. And you text me when you gonna tell me loose, not lose, Jimmy, loose, like loose clothing, LOOSE. Since she told me to lose her number, and because I don't listen to nobody, I do what I want to do. See, that's the part right there that got me. I'm a grown ass man. You damn right I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. If your daughter wanted me to pick her up from the bus stop, I did it. But but it's your fault your ass didn't feel the need to, you admit talking about you don't feel the need to tell me shit. Okay, that's fine. Maybe Jenny, what you might need to do, and I'm gonna publicly say it on here, Jenny Ray, you might need to public evaluate your motherfucking issues. Yeah, the so-called love of your life died. You got engaged in him out of convenience. Let's just be real. You got engaged in him out of convenience because he was a manager that your ass was fucking over there at the damn plantation. And was keeping your teeth white at the plantation. Let's just be real. Not everybody within that you want to date within your rank is not all that. Then with me, you barely appreciate anything I did do. But she go around and tell everybody I don't appreciate shit that she did for me. Which is bullshit. I appreciate every fuck. Jimmy, have I not told you that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I even said, I said, man, them things I appreciated she did for me. Expected and unexpected. I didn't complain about it, nothing. Give you another case in point example. This motherfucker use up all my goddamn mobile hotspot shit so she can watch some shit on her Fire Stick. So I suggested, I said, hey, maybe I said, hey, well, I'll help you with your get your internet with Comcast and stuff. 700 gig per speed, pretty cheap. She ain't want me to get that shit. And shout out to my boy Mario Smith. She said, oh, shit, well, shit, hell, she don't need your ass. That's true. She didn't need my ass, but she needed me to help. She needed me to pick up her daughter while she was at work. Double-edged sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I haven't talked to her in a minute, and I'm not going to. And yeah, we both. I know, Jim. I can tell you get about to fall asleep on this motherfucker as well as I am. But I'm pushing on. But she told me to lose her number. Hey, I did. I blocked the ass. And for her to go around telling lies to her family and relatives about what happened into the hotel, several people. Let me tell you something, Jenny Ray. The whole coalition know what the fuck your ass did at the hotel because I sent them the video. So you can't lie. What I look like throwing a hot bowl of shrimp at myself, and then when you hit me in my face, I jack your ass up by a goddamn throat, by choke slam your ass. That was on you, not me. Yeah, it hurt my feelings a little bit, and really, she disappointed me as a grown ass woman. She damn near 50, and you want to act a fucking fool. So the only things I can say is this. I thank you for Jenny Ray. I thank you for the times that you and I spent together and stuff like that. Your dry sense of humor, but however, I ain't gonna say but. However, you need to get you some serious fucking psychological help. You need to get you some help. And for you to study going around telling lies to your relative, to your kin folks, and your relatives and everything, like I said, a couple of them know me better than you. You wrong. And for you to slick slander me and everything all like this, so I'm gonna return the favor. I thank you for the times. Fuck you. I thank you. Fuck you, and goodbye. And then when you want to throw up shit about my ex-wife, let me tell you something. I ain't put up with this with this bullshit with my ex-wife. Granted, I want to knock shit out of her damn son. Lord knows he still deserves from me. That son of a bitch. Hold on. That bastard, you know, and that bastard, yeah, his dad's still living, but his dad didn't help raise him. So in my eyes, he's still a bastard. But like I said, JRW, thank you, fuck you. The ball famous quote from a wrestler personality. Thank you, fuck you, and goodbye. I hope your ass learn how to grow up when you hit 50 this year. because your actions as a woman your age is appalling. And then you want to blame me talking about I made you this way. No, you made yourself this way. I'm going out of the way doing stuff for your ass, and you want to still talk shit about me. You want to talk shit to me and then still talk bad shit about me. Okay. My advice to you, Jenny Ray, grow the fuck up. So I'm done with that matter. So right now I ain't, like hey, and Jimmy, like she told me, she's supposed to tell me to lose her number. Yeah, I lose her number. And they talking about I don't do shit for her anyway. Hold up. If I don't do shit for her ass anyway, why I'm picking her daughter up at the bus stop while she at work, bringing her home? Really?
Hey, look. Man.
You fucking bozo. That's why your ass lonely now. Shit. So
Yeah.
when you learn to fucking grow up, goddamn it. Or a matter of fact, here's what the fuck you need to do. Why don't you go back in January? Why don't you go back and date within your rank like you used to? And it ain't toothpaste, and it ain't toothpaste is the reason why your teeth so shining bright and shit. So yeah, I'm done with that. I had to get that on out the way, man.
Yeah. It is what it is when it comes to that, man.
Yep.
Man, and check this out. Before I go, man, Wikipedia had updated uh Kirby Smart, American football coach and former player. He is Nick Saban's daddy. This is on Wikipedia as we speak,
Are
nigga.
you fucking serious?
Let me copy paste this, nigga, so you can understand. Hold on. I'm not joking. They, like, what the fuck? He said he is Kirby Smart is Nick Saban's daddy. Oh, this shit is comedy, nigga.
No, Kirby
Don't.
Smart, Nick Saban's youngest son. Goddamn it, shit.
Oh, this is comedy. I'm like, damn, this fucked up. Y'all going too far with the damn jokes. Hold on. Yep, y'all going too far with the damn jokes. Uh, copy, paste. Hold on. Yep, that's the. It's in the sports group. No, I'm not joking.
Kirby Smart
Yeah,
has a losing record against Nick Saban. He just got his first win. What man? Wikipedia, boy, I tell you.
yeah, they tripping. I guess they updated something. But yeah, I ain't got nothing else though, man. But that shit
Yeah,
was
I mean,
comedy.
yeah,
Yep.
that's it though. But bro, I mean that was just delving into my little personal life, bro. Because as of right now, as of now, I ain't talked to that. I ain't talked to that old, as to quote somebody famous,
Man,
that
fuck,
bozo ass dingbat. And
man,
then you
fuck,
wanna know what the killing part was?
man, fuck her. I ain't
You
studying her
know,
ass.
her daughter texted me and said, "Are you gonna be?" Well, last Friday said, "Are you supposed to be picking me up today?" I'm like, "Well," I said, when I talked with your mom, said she don't want me to pick you up no more. And the last text message I got from her daughter, she said, "Oh, okay," and she put a sad face and put the sad face emoji.
Well,
So, and I didn't want to reply back. I didn't want to reply back on it, but like I was telling somebody, telling Murph earlier today. I said, yeah, I said in my head, I said, shit, your mama's fault at that shit. So, I'm
yeah,
doing her damn favor. She ain't being appreciative.
yeah. She
But
got issues.
she said I don't do shit for it though. Make sure her daughter get home safe. You
Man,
know, times when she need a little bread or something to help her out, I helped out with it. Like what the fuck I supposed to do? What the fuck I supposed who the fuck I supposed to be? Michael Jordan? I supposed to have Michael Jordan fucking budget? The
man, fuck
fuck
that. Fuck her.
shit. You
Fuck
bet.
her, man.
You know, And let me tell y'all ladies something, man. Y'all better accept some guys as to who they are. If they got a 6-figure budget, but they living cheap, so what?
Yeah.
Stop trying to date some old sucker ass nigga within y'all rank. Damn, you're in the
Yeah.
workplace. This ain't the military, and the same go for you military men and women. Stop trying to fuck somebody within y'all damn rank because the military tell y'all to do so. Y'all stupid as hell too.
Yep.
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 But man, I ain't got nothing to do because I'm finna turn it in. I'm finna get ready to turn it in myself, man.
All right, it's your boy live and direct in full effect after 832 and my homeboy after 662, and y'all already know how both of us do. Good night and enjoy.
And the pleasure's been all yours. And you go to hell, Trey Murphy. You go